Today I'm showing you the best T6 build for Drizzt, the assassin. First off, I'm showing you how to spend your attribute points. Now this is based off having all the bonus attribute points as well. If you don't know all the locations, I got a video showing you all the locations. You can easily just go and run and get the attribute point and then return to camp. Don't actually have to complete the mission, just have to collect it. Leveling them up, you're going to max out your strength, max out your dex, and then put the rest of your points into intelligence. You could alternatively max out your strength, max out your dex, and split between con and intelligence. With this build, and some stamina regen and stamina cost reduction, you won't really be struggling with stamina, but if you spam a lot of moves, occasionally after your stamina bar has been broken, you will not be able to finish your combo. But with stamina regen, you basically get enough to go do a nice combo like half a second later after you stop and can't swing. So a couple of points into con isn't terrible. If you want to go all damage and try to time your combos and use a little bit less of the move that breaks your stamina bar, then you can very easily go all intelligence. And it isn't a bad option to put a couple into con with the intelligence as well. That will be your choice, how often you're actually running out of stamina, if you feel you really want a little bit more or not. So I will get into the best set bonuses. This is not equipped right now with the optimal set bonus, but I'll get into it. To start off with, on our weapon, top tier, we're going to be looking for fire damage or acid damage and armor penetration. Second tier, we're going to be looking for lightning or necro and elemental penetration. For our top left item, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that. Top tier is strength and dex. Second tier would be constitution, intelligence. Actually, I would even put top tier, the critical damage, in the top tier as well. It is a close second because these 10s do add a lot, but that extra critical damage, yeah, strength, dex, and critical damage would be the best ones to have on your top left. And then constitution, intelligence, and I'm not sure if stamina regen can go on the top, but if you can get stamina regen or stamina cost reduction on the top left, that would be a really good one too. Or armor penetration. Armor penetration too, even critical chance. But mainly what you're looking for is strength, dex, and critical damage will be the top three to get on the top left piece. And all the rest of the ones I said are second tier. For the helm, obviously we're looking for critical damage, critical chance. We don't want any of the resistances unless it's elemental resistance. If it's elemental resistance, that adds to all resistances, fire, cold. The ones we don't want to see, obviously, as I said, are any of the specific resistances. Those are not that great. So at least the double on the critical damage is ideal. Definitely want that double on the critical damage. And then hopefully double on the critical chance or an elemental resistance. So for our bracers, obviously what we want is a double max hit point, double stamina cost reduction. Same thing, if you're going to get anything, ideally you would want the elemental resistance. Same thing here. Ideally you want the double hit points, double maximum stamina, or elemental resistance. Here we want stamina regen and max hit points or an elemental resistance. Now it's worth noting, all you really need is one good elemental resistance. Like this is a plus 40 right here, which is basically enough to cap out the all elemental resistances. A double elemental resistance is 100% going to cap out the amount of damage that you can resist. I'm going to be doing a little bit more testing on a video on that in a day or two. But definitely don't need more than 2 elemental resistance. And then you need no other resistances for any of the elementals. So that's why I highly recommend 1 to 2 elemental resistances and then going for all the other doubles on the maximum hit point, stamina regen, stamina cost. Now on your bracers, you could go. I wouldn't even go for the ultimate charge, honestly. I was gonna say it's definitely second tier, but not top tier. What we're looking for is critical damage, critical chance, and armor penetration. Critical damage and armor penetration first. Critical chance as the third one on that first tier. Elemental resistance if you haven't got it yet. And then elemental penetration, stamina cost reduction, stamina bonus, things like that. And for a ring, basically the same. Once again, we're looking for critical damage first, armor penetration, critical chance second, and then like elemental penetration and all the other ones I've been mentioning over and over again. Or you're looking for one of the ones that you don't have a lot of already. As far as your set bonuses, you're going to run the set bonus one of two ways. The set bonus is either 5-piece critical damage and 3-piece lifesteal, or it's 5-piece lifesteal and 3-piece critical damage. Personally, I like 5-piece critical damage and 3-piece lifesteal. Now, 3-piece lifesteal at 2% is only really ideal if you're already putting up like 250 plus critical damage. Because if you're not putting up 250 plus critical damage, you're not really going to get your life back that fast. Like, it's really nice because you don't have to waste time using heals in battle. If you do get hit, you could just hit another couple enemies or do one nice combo on one dude and have full health again. With the 5% lifesteal, it's even easier to do. So you just gotta weigh, like, do I want more lifesteal or do I want a little bit more critical damage? Because at 10% right now, if I had that on right now, I'm already doing 269. So add 10% on 27, so that's another 52. I would be putting out 300 plus critical damage. So it actually can be really beast. Do I have the 5? Yeah, I don't even have the 5-piece on with that number. So I could be putting out over 300% critical damage. But definitely it's going to be a little bit based on playstyle. Personally, I'm going with the 5-piece critical damage and the 2-piece lifesteal, but I have tried the 5% lifesteal, and you get your health back so quick with it if you're putting out like 250 plus. So it is really nice, but definitely one of the two. I was thinking initially, and it seemed like the elemental set would be a nice top tier contender as an alternative, but with the elemental tick damage nerf, I no longer recommend the Brotherhood set over either of these suggestions. I would definitely take 5-piece on the critical, 3-piece on the lifesteal, or 5-piece on the lifesteal and 3-piece on the critical. Other than that, as far as abilities go, I mean, obviously, we are just running the Battle Frenzy, Battle Trance. If you're running a Goblin board, then you can run Fairy Fire. Only other alternative, I hate Blink. It seems so inconsistent, and you get hit anyway. I feel like it's just the beginning ability that you have to equip. Cloud of Daggers isn't terrible to put out a little bit extra damage. So many of the enemies you actually want to inflict bleed damage on are bleed resistant. So I don't know. I kind of just like the Battle Trance. I'll run that a lot with the Battle Frenzy, but really his only really good one is Battle Trance. And then just decide if you want to run Fairy Fire, Blink, or the Daggers. Whatever one you like the best. There are far second in comparison to Battle Trance. As far as his usables go, health, damage resistance, elemental resistance, and potion of heroism. Right now, if you already have those elemental resistances in your build, you can easily get away with running a stamina potion. The stamina seems to be a little bit more broken, so you might want to actually even do that anyway, and just be more cautious in the elemental section. And other than that, there's really nothing else. That is the best build for T6 difficulty for Drizzt the Assassin. I hope that helps.